Women in Technology lunch at SMPTE with Kari Grubin, who helped found Women in Post.
Yes, exactly.
And with Rachel Payne, who is, wow, I can't even begin to list all the different places that you've been. But right now you're CEO of Fem Inc. I know it's a holding company, but can you explain a little bit more what it does?
We created Fem Inc. because we wanted to be able to do research on the areas that we cared about most, build technology from a woman's perspective, and give us the flexibility to work on initiatives that may not fall directly into a single startup model. This is my fourth startup, so by that point, you're not necessarily thinking in a regimented way. You want to have flexibility to work on what you care about. So we started Fem Inc. It was an all-female founding team. We all come from technology. One of my co-founders is a neuroscientist. The other co-founder was an early Google search engineer, and we wanted to challenge the model of leadership and lead in a different way, and I will tell you it was successful. It was an amazing experience. We also wanted to challenge how technology was built and by whom. And so there were a number of things about it that made it a little bit different from a typical startup.
Now, you've been doing this for a little bit now. Have you seen progress? And Rachel today was amazing, and I think that the questions that people asked, and I really do think that you guys inspired people. Is this what you envisioned, and how do you feel it's developing?
You know, it's come a long way in the 8 years already that we've had women in post, and there are a lot of positive signs. I find our conversation now is very different. At first, it was just about getting women out and realizing that there was a large network that worked really hard but wasn't visible. And so there's a lot more visibility, and now we're starting to focus on things like peer mentorship, bringing up young people. We have a Young Entertainment Professionals program, which is a way to help build networking and support and mentorship for mid and early level career young men and young women. But there's a lot more that we can do. And I was just talking to someone off stage here, talking about the fact that we want to build something so that the next generation, my son and daughter's generation, that they don't even have to think about this. Because really what has happened is that we're the generation who was told we could do whatever we wanted to do, and now we're having to build the road. So we're building the plane while we're flying it, and it's definitely progressing. And having someone like Rachel talk about the real data behind it and the type of work that Fem Inc. and all the initiatives that she's been involved with actually pushes us forward to bring that equality in really kind of obvious and simple ways, just by making sure in data and analytics that you're looking at 50% of the population that was just not even being considered, by bringing the power that means into the conversation, and then just having an example like Rachel, which was wonderful today, of someone who actually not only talks the talk but walks the walk and put her voice forward in so many leadership roles. It's really inspiring.
Well, that is pretty amazing. First, the list of the you gave to the top three, if people are entering where we need women. It was AI, cybersecurity, and blockchain. I mean, that's important, and it's the data behind it all because they're creating. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Artificial intelligence is the next frontier for transformation in society and our economy, and it will touch every human on the planet. It's already started, right? But it's not diverse. And until we have greater numbers of women building artificial intelligence technology, we're going to miss out. And unfortunately, it's a very narrow field right now. And with narrowness comes blind spots. So if you don't have people from different perspectives, worldviews, backgrounds, challenging assumptions, you're going to build technology that not only amplifies bias, but scales it in a global way instantly.
It's sort of unbelievable. It really, and scary at the same time.
It's scary, but it's a huge opportunity, right? And so if this could be a call to arms for more women to go into fields like AI, knowing that their voice is not just important, but it's absolutely fundamental for the future of our civilization, maybe more women would be inspired to do it, because we need those voices at the table. We need them challenging some of this conventional wisdom.
Amazing, thank you. You're both inspirational. And if there's anything that I haven't asked that you feel is important that people need to know?
I would also say that women entrepreneurs need mentors too, inside of industry. And it's a very lonely job to be a woman entrepreneur because you don't get access to capital the same way that men do. You don't have opportunities to sell into the big companies of the world as easily because you don't have the same networks. So if you are thinking about mentoring or you want to do business in a way that supports more women, don't forget the women entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and actually being a former women entrepreneur as well it is very lonely. And if there's anything that we can do to shed some light on you don't know what you don't know when you become an entrepreneur, whether you're a man or a woman, and having that insight so you're not going in blind, it's our responsibility to actually provide some of that, because then that brings success. When you go in and you don't know all the obstacles you're going to be facing, you have a much harder hill to climb than if you've been prepared. And it's just about kind of sharing that experience and being comfortable with the fact that there's room for everybody, that it's not that it has to be male dominated or female dominated, but that there's room for entrepreneurship on all levels.
Thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.